Hello everybody, this is ManuS and welcome to another MTG Arena starter deck series. So today it's time to continue the series with the Boros Assault, the 9th out of 10 decks, so we're almost done with the entire series finally. Sorry that it took me a little longer than initially planned, but I think there's still plenty of new people coming into the MTG Arena closed beta and appreciating this series hopefully. And there will also be plenty of new people come open beta with the reset, and I assume the starter decks will remain the same, hopefully. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at the Boros Assault aggro deck. Okay, so here we go. This is a pretty aggressive deck, as you can tell. The curve stops with a couple of forecast cards. It's mostly a bunch of ones, a lot of twos, and a lot of threes. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards. In the 1-drop slot, we get 2 Sky Marcher Aspirant, just your regular 1-mana 2-1 that in addition can fly over to finish the opponent off later. A Bloodlust Insider to speed things up with our later drops. A Fanatical Firebrand, a Cartouche of Solidarity, and 2 Magma Spray to efficiently deal with early blockers. Then in the 2-drop slot, we have an Adorned Pouncer, the Double Strike Cat with Eternalize, to give the deck some staying power later, Glorybound Initiate, premium 2-drop, Gustwalker, and not quite as premium, but still reasonable 2-drop. The deck has a lot of Exert Abuse synergies, so this is more often a 3/3 flying than it usually would be. Same here with Glorybound Initiate, of course. Then we have Orcatros Avenger, another card that can take advantage of the Exert-based untap synergies the deck has. Steward of Solidarity, more Exert utility and just decent 2-drop. Then we have Battlefield Scavenger, another Exert 2/2 for 2 that also happens to give you additional value from your other exerts. As you can see, there's quite the exert theme going on here. Then we have Harsh Mentor, just as sort of one of the rares in the deck. Doesn't really fit that well with the theme of the deck, aside from just the deck being aggressive and this potentially damaging the opponent. Then Nevcrop Entangler, another creature that becomes better if you can aggressively exert it. And then we get 2 Honored Crop Captain to buff our team and be more aggressive. One of the premium 2-drops in the deck, I'd say. Then a Baffling and this cheap removal combined with an Abrade and a Lightning Strike to have more cheap answers alongside the Magma Sprays. Then on 3 we get 2 Dauntless Aven as one of the ways to sort of abuse Exert, because you can Exert and then untap with the Dauntless Aven static ability, and it's also a 3-mana 2/1 flyer applying pressure in the air, which is nice for an aggro deck to be capable of taking things to the skies if the ground's locked up. Then we have a Devoted Crop Mate, another Exert guy that can do some really powerful stuff with his Exert, given that the deck has a ton of 2 and a bunch of 1-drops to get back. Then an Uncrop Crusher, a constructed staple and a card that really helps the deck push through and impair the opponent's ability to block, while also adding a haste attacker, and the deck is capable of doing that every turn potentially if the Crusher lives with the Exert Abuse synergies. Combat Celebrant, the mythic of the deck, that's the really powerful Exert ability. You usually still won't be able to exert this multiple times, because the opponent will just block it with whatever they have and kill it, but if they can't, you just can one-shot the opponent if you get to untap your team somehow. Then we have a Fervent Paintcaster that also gets better with Exert, so sometimes you can just Exert for free with this deck. Then we have 2 Resolute Survivors another exert card that gets better if we exert, and also gives us utility if we exert other creatures, since then it deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. Though to be fair, gaining 1 life is not that valuable in a deck like this. Then we have a Desert's Hold as an expensive pacifism, 2 Rallying Roar as additional ways to untap exerted creatures, and a Trial of Solidarity to combo with the Cartouche of Solidarity and just provide a finishing blow, and an Orchestra's Monument to make our white cards cheaper and give us some additional bodies. And then on 4 we basically just have another rare Angel of Condemnation as another exert, like a powerful exert card, and a flying attacker, a cast out, an Ixalan's Binding, and a Puncturing Blow as removal to deal with bigger things. And then we only have 23 lands because the curve is so low, and like 10 of each basic, 1 Shepherd Dunes, and 2 Stone Quarry as fixing. Kind of funny how they like basically decide that the more aggressive decks get less fixing, even though they need it just as much, but I guess they don't want to have that many like tapped lands with a deck that has 1-drops or something, but I still would probably rather have 4 Stone Quarry, but we'll have to take it the way it is. But yeah, the slower decks all had like 4 fixtures plus maybe even more, so that's noteworthy. But yeah, the deck looks pretty streamlined. I mean, a lot of the cards are slightly worse or slightly better versions of other cards in the deck, giving the deck a pretty consistent curve, and it's very proactive, has a reasonable range of answers. So far, the couple times that I played with this deck in the past, it felt fairly powerful and nice, so I would definitely place this in like the upper half of the starter decks from my impression so far, and we'll see in the games today how it will perform. Anyway, that's it for the deck tech, and we'll see how hard we can smash our opponents with this in game 1 in a moment, so stay tuned for the first game coming up. Thanks for watching.